For me it's great food, I enjoy that. The salt, the pepper, we marinated with mustard. These birds are quite big, so this one takes a little bit longer to roast. My name is Franz Zettel. I'm from Switzerland, and actually I'm retired by now. I started my career with about 17 years with a vocational training, which took 3 years in Switzerland. As a chef, to become a chef, obviously. After that, I was working in Switzerland only in 5-star property for about 3 years. It was very important to get some experience abroad, so I decided to go for 1 year to Canada to get their experience. This 1 year actually turned out to be 20 years. After Canada, I moved to South America and to Puerto Rico. From Puerto Rico, I got a job offered in Hong Kong, so I moved to Asia. In Hong Kong, I was working 17 years for the Peninsula Group chain. The Peninsula Group chain sent me to Singapore, to Bangkok, to Manila, and then again back to Singapore. So I was working 20 years for the Peninsula Group. After that, I decided to go back to Switzerland. There I was working 10 years at the International Hotel Management School in charge for practical kitchen theory. So I was actually a senior food production lecturer. From there, I got a job offer from the biggest private hospital in Switzerland to bring that place up to the standard. And there I worked another 13 years until I was retired. After that I got the opportunity to do some voluntary work for Swiss Contact, and this is what brings me again around the world. At the moment I'm here in Dharan. Okay, after 48 years I'm still fully motivated. I think when you work in that business, you always have to give everything 100%. And I don't know how to say this one exactly, but sometimes you have to be almost a bit crazy about the hospitality industry, because it takes a lot of patience and motivations. I don't think I can say any least experience. Actually, all the time I had very good experience. To mention maybe one, when I was in Singapore, it's quite a couple of years ago, I was the team manager of the Singapore national team in culinary competition, and it was almost like a kind of a world championship. There was team from Europe, team from Canada, USA, from Australia, and actually we as the Singapore team, we came in first, so we won all the top prizes. So this was a really good experience. Well, that's something completely different. I think when you work for a competition, let's compare again, or go back to Singapore. It took us 2 years for the preparation, 2 years to practice. We had a fantastic team, and we were working really very hard for this. When you teach students, you have to motivate them. Again, you need a lot of patience and motivation, right? And try to get the students really to focus on the subject. For me, Dharan is a very nice place. It's small, It's not too much traffic, so you can move around, not like Kathmandu. This is very nice. The people are friendly, let's put it this way, and it's very easy, as I say, to move around, and it's very safe. So I never feel any problem here in Tehran. Culinary arts, I mean, just look at the different types of cuisine, right? We're talking about Asian food, we're talking about continental food, we talk about other international food. I think culinary art is when you can also combine all those three different types of cuisines to make it in such a way you really make the customer happy. I think this is the most important one. I think we have the best satisfaction when we produce food. We serve it to the customer and they are really happy with the product. So I think this is the most important thing. Hospitality industry, it needs a huge input when it comes to the facilities, especially the facilities, and to what can be offered to the customers. Because let's face it, the tourists are most of them are actually very demanding. So I think they're expecting a certain standard. That college is I would consider rather a small college, which can take up to about 50 students. At the moment there are about 24 is intake. The facility of the college is, to me, it's quite good, or it's good. The management is good. The staff here, they are very good, and some are very trained, and actually they do a very good job. The students which I had, these 24 students, I must say they were really motivated. Most of them, I mean it's always happened, but most of them they were very interested, and they always ask questions. And when I started with them, actually we started at zero, and now they are very advanced, and they made a very good job at the end. Actually, I can say I'm proud of them, what they achieved. I would say it can be, or it should be actually, but it's actually when you market the food internationally, it's not only the food itself, it's the whole concept. Let's say someone tried to open a Nepali restaurant, for example, in London. Everything has to be right. Not only the food, but the surrounding, the ambience, everything needs to be authentic actually. And then it's a good possibility. Nepali food is actually, for me it's great food. I enjoy that. It's very nice. So there is a possibility to market this product definitely. Well, since this hotel industry, it's on the rising side, and I think more and more hotel coming up. I would say sooner or later it will be maybe one of the major industry here around that area. What the industry needs, they need top qualified people, and this one only starts with a good education and with some experience, if possible to get some experience abroad, like in the Middle East or in India, to come up to that level. To be very honest, I experienced in Kathmandu, in a hotel there, all of the staff which were employed, they had all experience from the Middle East and from China, and you could see a huge difference. So they really made a very good job.